Today's a great day. After nearly 6 months under investigation for a book tour, Rebel News has officially been cleared by the Alberta Election Commissioner. Since February, in the background, we've had lawyers reviewing election law, answering allegations, and defending us against a complaint that should never have been filed. Now, we've finally got our answer. The Alberta Election Commissioner has officially concluded that there is insufficient evidence to continue their investigation. Even more importantly, the commissioner accepted our argument that a significant purpose of our book tour was the promotion and sale of books, which falls within an exception in Alberta's Citizen Initiative Act. So we won. But not just Rebel News, not just me, or Cory Morgan, or Tamara Lich, who were on the book tour with me. Everyone who believes independent journalists and authors shouldn't need government permission to talk to Canadians has won too. Because let's remember what this investigation was actually about. From the very beginning, we told everyone exactly what we were doing. It was a book tour around Alberta, not a campaign disguised as a book tour, not a referendum campaign pretending to sell books, an actual book tour. We traveled Alberta promoting and talking about 3 books. My book, Independence Blueprint, Cory Morgan's Sovereigntist Handbook, and Tamara Lich's Hold the Line. People came to meet us, the authors, and hear us talk. They bought books, they had them signed. We stayed for a town hall style question and answer session where Albertans asked questions about the biggest political issues facing our province. And even when people came to protest us, we let them, because that's what you do in a free society. You stand up for free expression, even for people you disagree with, even if they're trying to silence you. That's what happened. Exactly what we said happened. We were talking about books. We even had videos of the events. Yet, some busybody decided that wasn't good enough. A complaint was filed alleging Rebel News should have registered as a third-party advertiser under Alberta's election laws. Think about how dangerous that idea is. If authors can't tour the province discussing their own books, if journalists can't moderate public discussions, if selling political books suddenly becomes grounds for an Elections Alberta investigation, then free expression is not free anymore. Thankfully, common sense prevailed. After months, literal months of investigating us, the election commissioner accepted that promoting and selling books was a significant purpose of the tour and concluded there wasn't enough evidence to continue with their case. Now, to be fair, the commissioner also cautioned that every future event has to be judged on its own facts and that promoting a book doesn't automatically exempt every activity from election law. That's a reasonable statement of the law, I guess, but that's not this case. This case is over. It's finished. The file is closed. Rebel News is vindicated. Unfortunately, though, victories like this aren't free. In fact, they're designed to bleed you dry. The people who filed this complaint didn't have to spend a dime. We did. We hired experienced election lawyers. We responded to investigators instead of just reporting the news. We spent money defending journalism and authors instead of investing more in journalism. That's the ugly reality of this kind of lawfare. Sometimes the punishment isn't losing. It's the process. It's forcing your opponent to spend months and thousands of dollars defending themselves against allegations designed to fail, allegations that ultimately go nowhere. Well, they picked the wrong target, didn't they? We weren't ever going to fold. We weren't going to cancel our events. We weren't going to apologize for selling books, and we will sell more. And I promise you, we will talk more about these books. And we certainly weren't going to stop reporting on Alberta's independence movement because someone thought they could intimidate us with a government investigation. We fought hard, and we won. But now we need your help. The lawyers who defended this case deserve to be paid. Those legal bills are real. If you believe this fight mattered, if you believe journalists should be free to report and authors should be free to sell their books and Canadians should be free to gather for public discussions without government interference, please go to independencetour.com. That's where we're crowdfunding the legal costs of this fight. Help us pay the lawyers who protected not just Rebel News and not just Cory Morgan from the Western Standard, but an important principle that governments don't get to regulate journalism and books through politically motivated complaints. This wasn't just about 3 books or even 1 book tour. It isn't even really about Rebel News. It was about whether independent media and authors would stand up when someone tried to use election laws to silence us. We stood our ground. The commissioner examined the facts. The investigation is over. The file is closed. And guess what? Complainers, freedom won. Now let's make sure we're ready for the next fight. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. You know, it seems these investigations by Elections Alberta only go one way, and that is towards the independents side. We defeated the complaint against us for our book tour, but it cost us a lot of time and a lot of money. To help offset those costs, please go to independentstour.com.